What if I told you Kobe Bryant sent a text message the night before he died? Not to his wife, not to LeBron, to someone you'd never expect. What did it say? Why did he send it at 9:43 p.m. on January 25th? And why does it change everything we thought we knew about his final hours? January 26th, 2020. 9 people board a helicopter. A routine flight. 40 minutes. That's it. But something went wrong. What happened in those final moments? Why didn't the pilot turn back? And what was Kobe thinking about that morning? This is the story nobody's told you. Before we get to that text message, you need to understand who Kobe Bryant really was. Not the highlight reels, not the championships, the man. 20 years in the league, 5 rings, 81 points in a single game. But here's what most people don't know. After he retired, Kobe wasn't chasing legacy. He was chasing something bigger. His daughter, Gianna. She was 13 years old, and she wanted to play in the WNBA. Kobe wasn't just her dad, he was her coach, her mentor, her biggest believer. Every Sunday morning they had a routine. Helicopter to Thousand Oaks, basketball tournament. Together, January 26th was supposed to be just another Sunday, but it wasn't. Gianna Maria Honore Bryant, born May 1st, 2006. Her dad called her Mamba. She didn't come to basketball naturally. Soccer was her first love. But one day when she was 11 years old, she sat next to her dad at a Lakers game. And she watched, really watched. And she turned to him and said,
"Dad, can you teach me the game?"
Kobe said that moment changed everything. Not because he pushed her, but because she came to him. It was her passion, not his, hers. She was 13 years old, and college coaches were already calling. She watched film like her father, stayed after practice, asked the kind of questions coaches love. Kobe didn't just coach her team at the Mamba Sports Academy, he lived for it. In March 2019, the two of them went to a UConn women's game together, both wearing Huskies gear. Kobe smiled during the interview and said, "The next thing you know, it became a true passion of hers. Connecticut, then the WNBA. That was the plan." People kept asking Kobe if he wished he had a son to carry on the legacy. Gianna would cut them off before he could answer.
"I got this. We don't need a boy for that."
She was 13, and she meant every word. Sunday, January 26th, 2020. Kobe woke up early. He was a devout Catholic. Every Sunday, without fail, he went to church. But not this morning. This morning, Gianna's team had a tournament. The Mamba Ballers, Thousand Oaks, 80 miles away. He didn't have time for mass, but he did have time to pray. A local priest spotted him near the church before 7 a.m., holy water on his forehead. They exchanged a few words. And then Kobe went home to get his daughter. They weren't the only ones on board that morning. 2 of Gianna's teammates were already at the airport. Alyssa Altobelli, 13 years old. Peyton Chester, 13 years old. Their parents came too. John Altobelli, a beloved college baseball coach. Kerry Altobelli, Sarah Chester, and Christina Mauser, the assistant coach of the Mamba Ballers. 9 people total, boarding a helicopter on a foggy Sunday morning, going to watch some kids play basketball. The pilot was Ara Zobayan. He wasn't just Kobe's pilot, he was his friend. For years, Kobe had requested him specifically, trusted him enough to fly his kids without him on board. Nearly 10,000 hours of flight experience. But that morning, something was different. The fog was bad, worse than the forecast suggested. The LAPD had already grounded their helicopters. Visibility was dropping by the minute. Zobayan filed his flight plan anyway. At 9:06 a.m. they took off. Zobayan couldn't take his usual route. The hills were invisible, so he followed the highways instead, flying low, trying to stay beneath the clouds. For a while it worked, and then it didn't. A security camera caught the helicopter near Route 101, flying west, and then it disappeared. into a wall of grey. Zobayan radioed air traffic control. "I'm going to start my climb to get above the layers." He pulled back, hard. The helicopter shot upward. 470 feet, then 1,600 in 30 seconds. And then something went wrong. Inside those clouds, with zero visibility, the human brain stops working the way you think it does. Your inner ear lies to you. You feel like you're going right, but you're going left. You feel like you're climbing, but you're falling. It's called spatial disorientation, and it happens fast. Zobayan felt the helicopter drifting right, so he corrected. Hard left, but he wasn't drifting right. He was already descending. Air traffic control called out to him.
"What are your intentions?"
He answered.
"Climbing to 4,000.
But the helicopter wasn't climbing. It was diving. A mountain biker on the hillside looked up. He saw it coming. He screamed. 9:45 a.m. The helicopter hit the hillside at over 180 miles per hour. There were no survivors. All 9 were gone. Within hours, Staples Center became a shrine. Jerseys, flowers, candles. People who had never met Kobe Bryant sat on the sidewalk and cried. That night, NBA teams honored him with 24-second violations. Then 8-second violations. His 2 jersey numbers. LeBron James had passed Kobe on the all-time scoring list the night before. He posted one thing. "I'm heartbroken. I promise you I'll continue your legacy." The basketball world had lost its soul, and a 13-year-old girl who just wanted to play in the WNBA never got the chance. February 24th, 2020. The celebration of life at Staples Center. Vanessa Bryant stood at that podium in front of 20,000 people, and she talked about her husband and her daughter with a strength most of us will never understand. The Mamba Sports Foundation was renamed the Mamba and Mamba Sports Foundation. For the girls, for the ones without resources, for the ones who just need someone to believe in them. UConn left a seat empty at their next game. Number 2, jersey, flowers.
Mambacita is forever a Husky.
On January 26th, 2022, 2 years to the day, a bronze statue was placed at the crash site. Kobe and Gianna together. The night before the crash, Kobe posted on Instagram, congratulating LeBron for passing him on the all-time scoring list. He wrote about legacy, about what it means to be remembered. He had no idea those would be his last public words. Gianna Bryant was 13 years old. She had the talent, the hunger, the dream. She was going to change women's basketball. She never got the chance. But here's what I keep coming back to. On that final morning, Kobe Bryant wasn't the Black Mamba. He wasn't a 5-time champion. He wasn't an icon. He was just a dad, taking his daughter to a basketball game. Mamba and Mambacita. Forever. If this story meant something to you, drop Kobe's number in the comments. 24 or 8. You already know which one. Thanks for watching. This is From the Trenches. Real stories, real struggle, real basketball. See you on the next one.